Subscribe and click the notification bell to stay updated with the latest videos from School of Technology, Management and Engineering and MIMS Indore.
To one and all present here. I, Parnika Singh, on behalf of School of Technology, Management and Engineering and MIMS Indore, welcome you all to the second season of Sunday Tech series. As we know, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. With the purpose of sharing knowledge and explaining how to put it into use, the students at NMIMS Indore came up with the idea of hosting a series of webinars introduced as Sunday Tech series. Success of season 1 of Sunday Tech series in 2020 inspired us to come forward with the second season. The second season began from 13 June. So far, there have been 4 sessions conducted on C++, Java, Python, and IoT and cloud. The YouTube links for all the previous webinars have been shared in the chat box. With 300 plus registrations and active participation in the previous webinar, now we are here with the fifth webinar of this season. Before we move ahead, I would first like to explain the flow of today's session. Up front, we have a question answer session with Mr. Praful Sharma, our industry expert for today, which will help us all to enhance our knowledge. This webinar will cover the fundamental concepts of cybersecurity. By the end of the session, students will be able to learn more about cybersecurity, interaction with terminal, cracking passwords with John the Ripper, and much more. Attendees are requested to keep in mind that after the completion of the session, a feedback form link will be floated in the chat box. Everyone is requested to fill it, as certificates will be provided on the basis of the submission of these forms only. Moving ahead, we have the honor of welcoming Mr. Praful Sharma, Principal Software Engineering Manager, Microsoft, as our industry expert. He has more than 15 years of leadership, management, and engineering experience in building, shipping, maintaining high quality software products and services. We feel privileged to have you today with us, sir. I would now request Dhruv Jore and Sarthak Valivadekar for the further proceedings.
Thank you, Arnika. Good evening, sir. We welcome you to the fifth session of Sunday Tech Series Season 2. We'd like to thank you for joining in today's session, an interesting and engaging platform where we get to know your views and opinions on some questions.
So, sir, firstly, before moving on, we'd like to ask you, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Okay, sir, that's great to hear, sir. So, can we move on with the question answer session?
Yeah, sure.
All right, sir. Let's begin with the first question that we have for you. Sir, you are Principal Software Engineering Manager at Microsoft India. So, could you please tell us more about your roles and responsibilities over there?
Yeah, so engineering manager at Microsoft is a very powerful role, and think of it like engineering manager is the core owner for the product. So starting with the product ideation, strategy, hiring the team, onboarding people, building a solid engineering system so that we can do a lot of releases, design, development, release, learning from the telemetry, understanding customer needs as well as helping customer onboard, stabilizing and improving adoption, enhancement, uh, attracting and retaining all the talents, and helping with the technical innovation. So think of it like engineering manager is everything for the product.
Oh, great, sir. That really sounds quite interesting. We sure have many people in our audience who would want to work as a software engineering manager and related jobs in the future.
So, sir, moving on to the next question. Before working with Microsoft, you also worked with Oracle, TCS, and Intel, and you contributed to many different projects. So, could you share some of your best experiences working in a diverse team?
Yeah, so I was very fortunate to work on 3-4 core industries in early days that helped me set up my career at Microsoft. In Intel, I was part of, when I was interning, I was part of a partitioning tool. So those were early days when we were having some media processor chips with very restricted memory. And we had to optimize the running of the code so that if somebody writes a program which is more than 5K, we can still run it with the chip. So that was like one of the core thing I've ever done, which is basically putting all my operating system concept and learning into practice. And that was one of the great thing I've done in early days. And in TCS, I had a very short time. I've not contributed much in TCS, but in Oracle, I was part of database intelligence team. We were optimizing queries. Think of like big companies, they are running some dashboards, and say when CEO runs the dashboard, you can think of like for say 1 million people want to see all of data, and it takes long time. So the bigger the person in the hierarchy, it takes that many people in. So we had to be right on our toes to make sure that all the CEOs, CTOs, when they look at the data for their company, it basically comes in no time. So that was another challenging thing at Oracle. So, and most of the people were very helpful in early days, and that basically set us on the right path. So when we joined when we joined Microsoft, I was like very settled it right that yes, what I have to do.
These sound like some great experiences. I mean, it must have been really fun working in the teams you have worked in. So, thank you for answering this question.
Okay, sir. So let's head to our next question. Sir, could you please share your thoughts on cybersecurity?
Cyber security, if you think of security now, right? Security is one of the biggest challenge everybody is facing. I am more into mobile security and enterprise. So what happens is like say, if you look at college setup, if your PCs are all in college setup, from those PCs you can access all the data, and you can feel like that the, the access is secured. But now think of it like somebody is accessing the college data from home or from their own devices where you have restricted visibility. The attack surface is huge, and that is what biggest challenge we are having with more and more people bringing their own devices. It's basically becoming a huge challenge in terms of privacy, in terms of your social visibility, because the phone belongs to you, or any device that you are bringing belongs to you and have a lot of your personal data. And enterprise wants to manage that device to be able to do some kind of safeguard. So it's like a huge tussle we are running through, and that is what is the biggest challenge we are seeing right now in the mobile security world.
Sir, as you mentioned that every one of us access to internet and we have privileges of using it. So how could we protect unethical use of our data?
I think it's more and more of awareness. If you look at all the campaigns, there is more and more awareness building on not to share OTPs, not to respond to unknown callers, and keep an eye on the fake identity. And we are basically becoming the security agent for our older ones, and we are keep on training them, right? So awareness is the best part right now. The second one is the best practices. Everybody keeps on telling how to have a best practices. If you think of mobile devices, have some PIN or fingerprint or face-based security. And then it basically, if you look at more from tool perspective, if you can add some tools that basically helps you giving your privacy score or giving you some kind of security score that that basically helps. So this is something. These three things I think will surely help everybody.
Yes, sir. So, sir, recently, like companies like WhatsApp and Twitter have updated their privacy policies, which clash with Indian IT laws. So, how do we as users of the applications could deal with it?
I think it's more of a personal choice right now because all of your ecosystem, social ecosystem is on WhatsApp. So it's your choice on how you can really see what to do. Personally, I have not accepted it, and it keeps on bugging me daily every time I launch WhatsApp. But right now, I'll tell it as like it's a personal choice right now.
Yes, sir. So I think many of people also downloaded Telegram and started using it. So I think new platforms are and new applications are in the market, so we could shift to it.
Yeah, one of our CEO told is like someone's problem is everyone's opportunity, and that is what we keep on seeing. So a lot of people on Telegram and other platforms right now.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, there's a common question among students that what are the skills that a student should have in order to be industry ready? So, what would you like to tell to the student?
I think it depends on company to company. If you look at, if I look back and see what I did in Intel, Oracle, TCS, or Microsoft, it's a huge spectrum that varies. I can tell you more about Microsoft, what we really look for when we go to IITs, when we have off campus, or when we even look for the experienced people. What is that we are looking at? Think of it, most of the companies have their own proprietary infrastructure, they have their own processes. So what they assess is, especially at Microsoft, we assess is your problem solving skills, how good you are at coding, how readable code you are writing, what are your testing thought process, design, computer fundamentals, technical depth. And what the way we assess all these things is we give you some unknown problem and we see how you are navigating through it. So that's how we assess more of any candidate's readiness to come to Microsoft. And in addition to this, there are some soft skill. What are your drive for result? Especially if you are stuck somewhere, what do you do? What is your attitude? How is your passion? How is your ownership? And maybe if somebody has done more and more projects, we have some insight. So if you want to be Microsoft ready, you can go to if you just search for like Microsoft interview questions, I think you'll get tons and tons of answers on what is that you have to prepare on. But if you ask me on success, I'll say two things that surely stand out, whether you want to get in or you want to succeed after joining. Continuous learning is the key. So think of it like when I did my engineering, we were taught Fortran and Pascal. Then I did my internship that was in very high quality C. Then I joined Oracle. We were doing some proprietary Oracle forms, some things around their own DBI infrastructure. Then I joined Microsoft. We started with Java and C Sharp. Then we did something on Silverlight C++. So think of it like we were never like, okay, I know Java, so I'll do everything in Java. And now if you look today, when we are doing mobile apps, we are doing like if somebody was doing an Objective-C, now the Swift is the new platform. If somebody was doing in Java, Kotlin is now a new platform. So continuous learning is the key. And think of it like second thing is how can you build more value to the system? And my favorite quote here is that when you do more than you are getting paid, you will eventually be paid more than what you do. So think of whatever you do, if you can add more value to the system, you'll automatically be growing. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, sir. That's true. So, sir, right now you told us skill sets that are required for getting industry ready. So, does Microsoft provide? Does Microsoft help students hone these skill sets so that it can help them in the future?
Yes, we are offering the internships. There are 8-week and 6-month internship, and there are lots and lots of third year and fourth year students that come and join us. And after the 8-week internship, most of them are offered pre-placement offers as well. So you can go to Microsoft University Recruitment. Maybe you can search in LinkedIn and try to connect with them and see if you can set up internship with Microsoft. Also for internship, also Microsoft does some off-campus as well. But internship is the best place to get into Microsoft and see how the a real production or how the real experience is.
That's great, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, you have worked in numerous technical projects like Microsoft Live Meeting, Microsoft Easy Assist, Microsoft Dynamics CRM, and so many more. So, sir, could you please tell us about one of your favorite projects and why it is your favorite?
Yeah, I'll tell you two products, and I hope that's fine. And because of two different reasons. On technical challenge, I think the best thing I have done is Microsoft Office on mobile. We started this somewhere around 2013, and we had to. Office code base is huge, and think of it like that code is being like 30-year-old, and we have to get it in mobile platform. So first we have to cross compile. We cannot write uh, Office code base on Word, Excel, PowerPoint. These are like very huge code base and very complicated systems. So we had to code that and make it run on mobile, and mobile has like a lot of different trade-offs. We had to build lots and lots of optimization, performance, battery, network usage, um, and uh, think of it like the core processor is also different because now it is ARM that was there on Android. So core part of rendering, graphic, telemetry, authentication, and platform was owned by me, and I had really good time working on Office on mobile, and that was one of the key things that set my career for the next jump. And second project is the current project I am working on. This is Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. So 2.5 years back, I joined this product. We started with zero. I did hiring for my team. We started with early concept on what we can do in mobile. Then we hired the complete team, onboarded them, and it was a great exposure to me. Like, think of it like a startup. I just went there as an idea, and then we formed the complete team, and that basically helped me improve my leadership skills a lot. So those are the two products that are my favorite. So,
Sir, very nice to know, sir. Sir, as you mentioned that you worked on different Windows Defender system. So, sir, could you please tell what is like the basic difference between Windows Defender and third-party antivirus system like we use, like Quick Heal, etc.
So most of these products differ on feature set. If you think of antivirus, it basically does the same thing. If you put any pen drive in or you download any virus, it detects it, right? The main difference comes in the working in internals. There are a lot of technical publications from all the third-party softwares as well. But what we rely on more is there are third-party vendors who validate the efficacy of the product, and Windows has lot richer signals, right? Windows Defender is there on all the Windows PCs. If you have a valid Windows license, you have a Windows Defender, and we have a great research and backend infra that basically takes all these signals and brings all that inside. The primary business for Windows is more of enterprise. We get a lot more from M365 and enterprise, but all these signals comes and helps us create a great efficacy for all the new viruses, and that is what gives Microsoft a real good edge. If you see today, Microsoft has like a big internal infrastructure, and everything there is protected by Windows Defender.
So, sir, the projects you mentioned sounded very interesting. Like, we imagine how knowledgeable and productive these projects must have been for you.
So, sir, being on such a high level in a well-known firm must definitely bring along a lot of pressure and stress. So, how do you manage it efficiently?
Yeah, engineering manager is like always on the line of fire, right? I think I would say, fortunately, Microsoft is one of the great places to work for, and there is a huge focus on work-life balance, work-life flexibility, and Microsoft pays a lot of attention to individual people. So there are a lot of periodic learning sessions. There are some time offs that are given. So like when in pandemic, we were working, right? We were given an additional 5 days of holiday. And if you just look back, there is another $1,500 given to us so that we can spend more on our mindfulness and making sure that we are set up nicely, handling the pressure and stress. So Microsoft has, like, I would say in my India, it's one of the best places to work for, and it has great focus on people. So that's really good. I see there are some questions in the chat also. If you want me to take up that.
Yes, sure. So we can go ahead with the questions in the chat too, sir.
Okay, so there is one question on my short story on Microsoft journey. I joined Microsoft in 2005. In that time, we were starting the collaboration product. Microsoft acquired one product from Placeware. So we were basically trying to transition that into Microsoft. So the main work is to make sure that we change all the brandings, we put it all on Microsoft servers. And then we got into something called Lync. Lync started with Easy Assist, which was more of a support, helping support people with creating tickets and helping them resolve those tickets timely. And then with Lync, I was very fortunate to start with the mobile journey very early. So Lync on mobile, we started in 2010. That is where we got exposure to Android, iPad, iPhone. And then I moved to Office, and Office was another great journey. After Office, I had a brief 1 year on CRM, and then I came back to Office. And from Office, last 2.5 years is with Defender, and I'm having a great time.
So it is great to know, sir. So, sir, as we know that the coming generation is adopting and relying on technology. So, what are some technological innovations that attract you?
Right now, I'm in security, and it amazes me on like how fast all the malicious players are able to know that where all you have put the CCTVs and what all you are watching and how to get in. So it's like daily a chasing game, and I'm having really good fun. Daily we wake up and we say that, okay, there are some new security vulnerabilities, and how malicious players are exploiting it, and we have to go and fix it as soon as possible. And then that's a really good challenge. I'm really happy. Especially on security, there are two thought process. One is antivirus software, which basically tells you that, okay, you should not install any malicious application. Enterprise also is important. Enterprises are more important in the second phase of security as well, where whatever you do to safeguard it, there would be some application you will install, then you will detect it, and then you will uninstall it. Now, between install and uninstall, what all happened on the system when that malicious application was there, and that is what we call EDR, giving you the signals on like, okay, if the thief came in, right? What is that the exposure to the company resources are, and that's a huge area, and we have to create a report on like, okay, these are the 10 things at risk, and which basically is a very interesting topic.
It was very good.
Security is the thing everywhere.
Thank you, sir. Sir, it was very good to know, sir. Like one should always be welcoming and ready to adopt new technologies, because at the end of the day, the technology's purpose is to make our lives easier only.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. All right. With this, we end the question and answer session. Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words and making this session a very engaging one. It was indeed delight talking to you, sir. We will definitely keep in mind the advice given by you.
Thanks, Dhruv. Thanks, Sarthak. I had a great time answering all the questions.
So we'd also like to thank our audience today for joining the Q&A session. We hope that this session must have been helpful for every one of you, and it provided a clearer path for your journey ahead. So, sir, we will be very delighted if you'll be able to attend the rest of the session if time permits you. So, thank you, everyone. So now over to you, Varnika.
Thank you, Dhruv and Sarthak. We would also like to welcome Dr. P.D. Vyavhare. We are glad that you joined the session. Mr. P.D. Vyavhare is the former professor of SGSITS, Sir, would you like to say something?
Okay, I'm on mute. Good afternoon, everybody. It was very matter of pleasure for me and learning from Mr. Prafulla Sharma. As I rightly said, the security is required everywhere, and mobile is the one which probably every other person in the India has. So now there are many jokes that after some time there will be more number of mobile than the population of the country, and therefore security becomes an important thing. I am thankful to NMIS and congratulate the students volunteers for taking lead and organizing, conducting them such a nice way. I also would like to thank Professor Akhil Bangdawala for sending the link from the time to time. And I hope that same enthusiasm will continue for the new technology learning by the students. So I congratulate you all once again and thank you for giving me the chance to express my view. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. With this, we will now begin with our session of Fundamental of Cybersecurity by our session experts for today, Ms. Sejal Gupta and Mr. Nakshatra Kaushik, students of STME and MIMS Indore,